That's where they're grounded into, and there's a lot of hard feelings that come out of that Cold War era. I mean, it was the Cuban Missile Crisis, after all, that alarmed North Americans and put us closer to nuclear holocaust than we've ever been. Uh, Unfortunately, a lot of that resentment and a lot of the actions that were established by both sides immediately after that crisis has led into a really long-standing entrenchment of both countries opposed to each other. The more disappointing aspects come from the 1990s, after the Soviet Union fell apart in 1991. I mean, that was a time when other post-Soviet states were being opened up, or at least in the language of being embraced by the West, and yet Cuba was still put on this demonization list. And in fact, the U.S. embargo, which was established in 1960, was reinforced further in 1993, then again in 1997, and it's just unfortunate to see that old relations of enemies from 1962 has not only carried forward throughout the remainder of the 20th century, but now it's gone into the 21st century and seems at times to be strengthening. Cuba's been training Americans at its Latin American School of Medicine for years now. And it really shows that Cuba doesn't pose a threat to anyone. The only real threat is that I can really see is that if the U.S. were to open relations up with Cuba, it may invite the chance to have a real serious look at the U.S.'s own foreign policy. I mean, President Obama himself suggested that at the OAS meeting in Trinidad that he had heard much about Cuba's soft diplomacy, and he called it a reminder of the positive benefits of doing more than just simply military interdiction. So if relationships were to warm up between the two countries, perhaps the U.S. would re-examine its own foreign policy to say perhaps there's something about sending healthcare workers abroad and not always military personnel.